Welcome to Salaam Nerds podcast. We do reviews and recaps of your favorite TV shows, movies, and current events.
Yo, it's the Salaam Nerds. My name is Steve, aka E1-14. I'm here with my boy Jazz.
We drop live episodes on YouTube on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to all our supporters. Please help us by subscribing and leaving a good review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. All episodes can also be found everywhere podcasts are found.
Yo, Salaam Nerds. It's your boy Neebs, aka Watchman Neebs, and I'm here with my co-host Jeff, aka DJ Bombshell.
What did I do?
Nothing, Jazz. You did nothing, but we're going to introduce you to a brand new show, a show that you have not seen yet. And I am watching for the first time. And our guest tonight, Anissa, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, I haven't been on in like over a year, so I'm super excited.
Our guest, Anissa, got me into this show. She texted me and she goes, "You have to watch Love Island USA." And I was like, ugh, there's so many seasons. How can I even like know what's going on? And then she's like, no, just jump into it. It'll be fine. And I gotta say, way better than The Bachelor. Way better. I am over the Bachelor franchise. I think I am jumping ship to Love Island because this is messy.
What did I just walk into?
Jazz, you don't understand. This show is like, take all the toxic parts of The Bachelor and put them on this show where everybody is like fully aware and consenting to all the horrible toxic stuff.
What?
It's crazy. It's great because this show doesn't have the premise of like, oh, it's a show about love. It's a show about like finding true love. And it's like, no, it's just an island full with ratchet people. That's it.
This sounds terrible.
I don't know
I'm
how
intrigued.
to explain the show. I think that's the best part. Like, you really just can't explain it. In a lot of ways, it feels like a character study. Like, you're watching all these like fairly attractive people like locked in a Airbnb in Fiji, and they just have to hang out 24/7. So it's like you're watching Sims.
It is. That is really strange way of putting it.
Question.
Yeah.
You said they're all aware that they're all like just terrible people?
No, I mean, I'm not saying they're all aware they tell people, but they're all aware that like this experiment they're in or the show they're in is like kind of messy. So they're all like kind of in for it, but kind of not in for it. So that's why it gets interesting because there's some people that are like trying to couple up and be like a legit couple. And there are some people that are like, hey, listen, let's keep it open. Who knows what's going to happen? And there's a friction between the two types of people. So we'll get into that. It's kind of interesting. So Jazz, like you have not watched the show. So we're explaining the show to you as if you've never watched it. So as we recap the show, feel free to ask questions because I'm sure you will have some.
Let's dive into it. I already have plenty of questions.
All right. So basically the show starts off with a bunch of attractive men and a bunch of attractive women, and they have to kind of just like match up with each other. They couple up. They call it a coupling. And then every now and then they do a recoupling. And they shuffle around, which is kind of messy. So let's talk about some of the people on the show. What are your thoughts about, let's start with Ace, since Ace is essentially the first one.
Oh man. So I think another thing that's really important for Jazz to know is that this show is kind of live, but not really.
Oh,
So
that's the best part. I didn't know about this.
as things are happening in real time, the episode that comes out is like a day after. So there's amount of episodes for every day. So that's why there's like 40 plus episodes. So if you think about it creatively, there's just people, editors looking at 24 hours of footage and they have to turn it in 1 hour into 1 hour within like 5 hours for it to be like live. So
this is an insane show. Jazz, there's 40 episodes. Basically every day is a new episode.
Is this like on Netflix or like?
It's on
Peacock.
It's on Peacock.
That's why it
Okay.
feels like Sims, because it's kind of like sports. Like sometimes the audience like gets to vote on the app, and you can choose like who you want to recouple or like who you
Jazz,
think should leave, and then they have to do games. So
Jazz,
it's like they are your Sims because
Jazz,
you're watching it happen in real time.
Jazz. S- America voted and broke up a couple. It was so.
What?
And I saw that, like they're literally together. America decided and voted that they should break up, and they forced them to break up. The show forced them to break up,
What?
and they stayed broken up. Like it's so crazy to me.
I don't even.
It's so insane. Like not even real. Like this is not real life. Like the people in America were so petty.
Wait.
that
Does this mean you can take like a bad person and another bad person and force them to be together?
you can, yeah.
I
No,
love
it's
this
funny
show
because
already.
on past seasons, there have been like all-star seasons too, where they bring like the best contestants from past seasons, and the public, as they call it, the public will vote to put like two exes back together if they're in like the same, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this is so annoying." So the public stirs it up a lot.
Oh my god, that's so crazy. So we're like the third like person in the show almost. That's so crazy. It's like God mode.
This is
Like,
chaotic.
yeah, so like something cool about it is that if something like very controversial happened, they could fix it right away. Whereas the Bachelor, the entire season has to play out. Like if you find out that somebody used the N-word or someone did blackface, you got to watch the whole season with this asshole, right? In this show, this girl was on this show for this season for 2 episodes. They found out some things about her past and literally dropped her in the 3rd episode. No explanation, no nothing. She just disappears.
Wow.
What, Anissa? What did she do? Was it the N
It
word?
was like yeah, she was saying the N-word a lot and like very racist. I mean, there's a lot of Trump supporters on the show. I mean, a lot of the audience discourse is people being like, "Oh man, why do I like this guy? He's a Trump supporter," for like
Yeah.
random people. So it's really interesting. But she like outwardly was just saying the N-word, and they had already shot the first day and a half, I think. So by the time it had gone viral on TikTok, which is interesting how, by the way, the public can find so many things about all these people's past and air them
Oh,
out. They
I
like got
know.
her to leave the show midway.
That's crazy. Imagine had producers sitting you down and be like, "Hey, listen, I know you're on the show, but we found you saying the N-word. You're going to have to go."
And it's so funny because the last shot they had of her was her straightening her hair before she went to sleep, and then she
Yeah.
wasn't there the next morning. So everyone was like, "This it was straightening her hair to go to sleep just so she could get kicked out in the middle of the night."
It's like this show came in the middle of the night, woke her up, and just like took her out. Like they kidnapped her. It's like ICE in Fiji.
Okay, I'm looking at the cast. Who
Yeah.
was this girl?
Yulisa.
Yulissa.
Yeah. I did not like her intro video. She just had work done, and you can see the scars from the work done. And I'm like, girl, why?
No,
Why
she's
are you
also
doing
like she's not of Asian descent, and she was wearing like a kimono and chopsticks in her hair, and everyone was like, "What?"
Ah.
Ugh. Oh my god,
No.
that was that. So, and she was one of the girls that stole a guy. So basically, in the beginning, everyone couples up. So all the girls go and they kiss like 1 or 2 guys, and they decide which one they want. So instead of picking the guy that's free, you're allowed to like steal a guy. So some of the girls stole a guy. So she actually stole Ace, and then Shelly had to go with Austin, and then Ace woke up the next day. It's like, my girl's not here, so he's just like single. Jazz,
Oh my
the thing
God.
is, you have to sleep with the person that you're coupled up with.
And all
Like,
the
it's-
beds are like separated by 1 inch, and they're all in the same room.
They're all in the same room, and it's like a twin bed. Like, I don't know, is it a twin bed or a full bed? It's not a big bed.
This is not a halal show.
Oh my god, this is so not halal. So not halal. That's why we're recapping it, so you guys don't have to watch it. You can just listen to us talking about it, and that way you don't get to go to hell.
Hold on. Let me
We're taking
understand
one for the
correctly.
team.
The beds, so they have to sleep together. Which
Yeah.
makes
Literally
sense.
search Love
But then-
Island beds.
The beds are like 1 inch apart from each other, and like
Yes.
it's like the whole crew's like in a giant bed together.
Yes. It's one giant room and it's a bunch of twin beds and they have to sleep together and then they're all separated by like maybe like 4 inches of like space just for you to like walk between. That's it.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah,
Jazz,
definitely look it up.
Jazz, some of them
Like-
no, Jazz, some of them have sex while people are in the room.
Astaghfirullah.
Whisper that. I don't know why I
You're
whispered.
whispering into a microphone.
I don't know.
Counterproductive.
I don't know why I whispered that, but it sounds wrong. It sounds so wrong.
Oh my
Oh my
god. No, I'm
God.
just like thinking like all the body heat like gathering up in the middle. Like that just sounds miserable.
They're in Fiji, so they must be really warm. But they're like a beach, I guess. They're at like beach. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm
Fiji is
I'm a
nice,
huge
though.
fan.
I want to go to Fiji.
Fiji does sound nice.
I would.
I hear that's some good water.
This is not a halal show though. Though Jazz, I think there's potentially a Muslim person on the show though.
No,
is that
yeah,
true or
she
not?
is. She is. It's funny. During one of her confessionals, she's wearing like a bikini, and she's just like crashing out, and you can see like she's wearing an Allah necklace, and I'm like,
Yeah.
sis,
She's got an Allah necklace. She's got an
Pray.
Allah tattoo. It's all this Arabic on her back. It is very confusing. And the thing is, in my opinion, she's probably one of the more ratchet people on the show. Man, she was getting that, even though she's pretty coupled up. But like, some of the stuff she was doing, I was like, even the white people aren't doing this, girl. What are you doing? Poor Bella was so halal. She was more halal.
Who's
than
Bella?
Bella was the one girl from Hawaii, I believe. She
There's
wouldn't even
no
let the
way
guys
we can
kiss her.
explain this.
She
Bro, I'm just like,
Bella
zero
wouldn't-
context.
Bella wouldn't even let guys kiss her. They had to kiss her on the cheek. Whereas Huda
Oh,
was
that's nice.
the first person who had sex with the people in the room.
Why are you whispering that?
I don't know. It just sounds so wrong.
Well, the show is just wrong. They even have
is such a
these
bad show.
challenges in the middle, and they do like a random challenges that spark like conflict and like gossip, where they have to like say like the least liked person, and instead of like choosing them, they have to make
No.
out with that person. So they have to be like,
Yeah.
oh, this person is the least liked, and then they have to like put their tongue down their throat.
It's
All
right.
and it's very strange.
It is very strange. All right, now that Jazz has got the idea, let's go through it and try to go through all the people. So we talked about Ace, and the other person that I feel like we talked about a little bit was Julissa. What are your thoughts about Bella? Because I liked Bella a lot, except for her voice. Her voice was a little annoying to me.
She just talks like a TikToker. Like this is what this generation is. I saw all these compilations.
What do you mean this generation?
Like,
This is your generation.
I don't like.
Rude.
I'm an independent in my
Okay.
generation. Okay, but
It's not a political
like-
party. You are like Gen Z.
I don't like labels.
Rude?
But she just like talks like a TikToker, and it's just very strange. But I think it was a reality check for a lot of people watching on how different like the dialect is with like incoming generations as well.
Yeah, it is. But I do feel like she was the most halal person on that show for a while, and
We can't do a halal haram ratio on this show. It's
I
not
am.
No. Oh no.
I am. If I was to rank them, I would say the Muslim girl is probably the least halal, and Bella, the Hawaiian white girl, is probably the most halal. That's my take.
Did you
Okay.
watch up until episode 14
Yeah, I watched up episode 14.
There are 14 episodes?
so far?
Yeah. It's
How many are we covering today?
It's only been 2 weeks, Jazz, and they're like an hour long. It's not even like the 30-minute episodes. Like we can't even
What?
do we can't even consistently do a 45-minute podcast every week, and these people are doing this. Well, they're getting paid. It's fair enough. We don't make any money.
They're in Fiji.
Yeah, but I mean the production people are probably getting paid.
Yeah.
Neebs, I think the solution to our problems is that we need to go to Fiji now.
We may need to do Salaam Nerds from Fiji.
Yes.
live from
Go
Fiji.
go on set to Love Island, do a podcast live while they're all doing this stuff in the background.
That is so true. All right, here are the couples from episode 1. So these are the original couples before any breakups and stuff. It was Olandria and Taylor, Huda and Jeremiah, Bella and Nick, Ace and Shelly. Well, no, it was originally Ace and Shelly. Then Yulisa stole him, and then it was Austin and Shelly. And then we had some. So basically, Jazz, when I called you a bombshell, that's like a word they use on the show. So after a while, they have when somebody new comes on the show, they call them a bombshell. So a bombshell could be a girl, it could be a guy.
So I'm new on this show. Okay.
Yeah, you're
Makes
the
perfect
bombshell. So basically, this woman named Sierra was the bombshell. She came on the show and she decided to steal Nick. And Nick has to make a choice whether he should stick with Bella or he should go with Sierra. And that got a little messy. And he ultimately ended up choosing Sierra. Anissa, what? And then poor Bella had to go home. That was so sad. What are your thoughts, Anissa, about the Nick and Sierra and Bella situation?
Yeah, I don't really care about them. I don't know. I think I don't really care about any of them because of Huda and Jeremiah.
That's the only ones you care about?
No, it's not even that I care about them. Like, they're just they're so toxic that they suck the life out of everyone else in the villa. So we don't know anyone in depth enough to connect with them because they're all like suffering from this toxic energy, which is ugh.
But before even that happened, so Jazz, are you there?
Yes.
Jazz, okay. So this is what happened. So basically, at the end of like the first few episodes, old Sierra came in there, and this other guy came there. His name is Charlie. He was like a British guy from Birmingham, England, which is not the
With
greatest.
the accent and everything?
Yeah, with the accent and everything. It wasn't like people were like talking about his accent, but like his accent wasn't super nice. Like the London accent is nice. Birmingham, no, thank you.
What's your personal like vendetta against them?
Listen.
No
comment. Birmingham.
I know a secret.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So what happened was all of the guys were like, hey, you have the option if you can get up and switch your partner. Every single guy stood up to switch their partner, except for Jeremiah, who was probably too afraid to do it.
Oh my god.
Anissa, what are your thoughts?
I think it makes sense. Like, it's early days, as they say it. That's part of their slang. Like, it's early days. Is
this normal?
Yeah, it goes faster in the villa, which is what they call where they live, because they're spending literally 24 hours a day with each other. So their emotions change a lot, like minute by minute, like even. So it makes sense to me. I think Jeremiah, I don't understand. Huda, I understand. I feel like I understand her. Not that I like relate to her or anything. Yeah. It's just that I've seen signs of her like in other people before. Like I know,
sure.
I know the kind of person she is. Like I'm like, oh, I've met like her before.
You met a Huda, but you haven't met a Jeremiah.
No, I don't. I think he's just an idiot boy.
Yeah, I think Jeremiah was like, number one, I think he's too scared to leave Huda. So that's why America had to break them up. But also I think like he's trying to be this like really good guy, and all the other guys are calling him out, and they're like, listen, you're not being real. This whole like coupling up and staying with the right person since day one and being like an actual couple, they're like, that seems a little shady. And it's Ace who's one of the main people that's calling him out on that, which I think is very interesting. What are your thoughts? All the guys switched up, and then what happened was, Charlie got. Who did Charlie get hooked up with? I forget who Charlie got.
Charlie was with this girl Hannah, and they really liked each other. And then, Charlie basically ended up going home because they had to do a challenge where like the bottom two people or the vulnerable people, which was Huda and him.
Yeah,
like,
it was so Jazz. Basically, what happened was they had 3 people who didn't have a couple. They didn't have a couple, and America was like, "Hey, these are the peoples that we want to break up." So America chose to break the 3 people up and set them up with somebody else. But then their partners became vulnerable, basically. So if America decided to match your partner with another person, then the original person in that couple, they're vulnerable, which means now that America has voted that 3 people don't have a partner, the people on the island have to vote one of them out. And they legitimately start bawling because they were like, we don't want to do that because they like everyone. So it was Huda, Taylor, and Charlie. And a lot of the guys picked Huda, and then a lot of other
Wow.
people picked Charlie, and it ended up being Charlie who had to go home. But Henna was in a relationship with Charlie, and basically, like, they broke her relationship up and then sent her man packing. She was unconsolable.
yeah,
Wait,
she was
does that mean
sobbing.
Hannah's now vulnerable?
No, Henna has a person because the new guy,
Oh.
They just
Pepe was
matched her
yeah,
with the new guy, and she was
with the
like
new guy.
sobbing like crazy, like shaking. And then the next day she went on a date with another guy, and then they hooked up, and now she's fine.
Yo, that made me feel so bad. I was like, poor Charlie was like, listen, after the show, come find me. This was like so Notebook. And then she's like, yeah, I will. And then literally the next day, she's like making out with Pepe.
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 I
Who
mean,
makes out with a guy named Pepe?
easy come, easy go.
That's so crazy.
I'm here for this.
Yeah. But what do you feel like when the guys were all like got up and left? Huda was like being super extra and be like, "Oh my god, you guys suck. I don't like this. This is horrible. I'm so mad for you guys." And like the other girl was like, "Girl, chill. Like we're not that mad. It's only been like the first day." Like, do you feel like she was doing too much?
She needs help. She
Yeah.
shouldn't be on the show. Everyone
No.
is scared of her. She's emotionally manipulative and abusive. She weaponizes the fact that she's a mother to use as an excuse for her behavior. And
What?
she doesn't tell anyone that she's a mother. Like she doesn't tell anyone. Like she waits like a week to tell Jeremiah, who she's spending 24 hours a day with, that she's a mother.
And not
And
like
then
Mamacita, like an
he's like
actual mother.
yeah, and then he's going through it, and then 3 days later she's like, "Okay, I'll tell one of your friends so you have someone to talk to." And she tells it to Nick, and she's like, "Oh, I have something to tell you. It's really important." And she makes it a whole thing. She's like, "I'm a mommy." And he's like, "Mamacita, like mommy." And then she's like, "No, no, like I'm a mother." And he's like, "Of what? Like a dog?" And she's like, "No, like I have a child." And he's like in real life, like they as if they're not living. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, boy or girl? And he was like, oh, he was like, I'm so excited to be an uncle. And I'm like, you guys have known each other like 7 days. Like, what
Yeah.
is
You don't even
Okay,
live in the same
hang on,
state.
hang on. Guys do that.
Okay, but also after he did that, 2 days later, he voted for her to leave the island.
Yes. That is
Like,
something
acknowledge
we would
that.
absolutely do. 100%. This is like straight up bros right here.
I'm
Like,
glad
this
you
So
podcast.
great to know.
I'm glad you said that because I thought that too, but then I was like, you know what, man? I need to check my privilege. I'm a guy. I shouldn't be saying that. But I thought so too. And there's a scene where she's like, I believe Ace votes her out. And then like she goes and have a conversation with Ace. And she's like, the reason I'm like this is because I'm a mother. And
And
I'm
then
like,
he's like, and
he's like, what? Like it looked like she was using it as sympathy to like for him not to vote for her anymore or something. And I
and I
thought that was
feel
really
bad.
weird.
And I also like, does she not know that there's cameras everywhere? Because her behavior has been unacceptable. The types of things that she says about like the other women in the house, the men, like her being overtly like sexual on camera. Like I'm sure that's
Yeah.
gonna be difficult for like her family, her daughter, like all these things. And then
Yeah.
the very thing that she ignores while she's in there, she uses it as an excuse, like when she
Yeah.
needs to go in survival mode. I hope she gets help. I don't think she deserves all the threats she's getting online. I
Oh,
don't
that's
think
so
anyone
sad.
Oh,
She's
wants
getting
her,
threshed. I
yeah.
mean, look, man.
Like people are messaging her baby daddy and all this stuff, but like
oh,
she
leave him
hasn't taken
alone.
accountability. She hasn't taken accountability. She knows what show she signed up for, and she's
Yeah.
protecting and affecting everyone else's mental health. So she is a problem.
I agree. And
And the bros saw right through it and voted her off.
yeah,
She's still on though.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, she's still on. They somehow
God
got
damn
her on,
it.
but it was. We'll talk about that. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff that she's like open about that I was like she they had her body count on there, and it was the highest body count of everyone on that show, and I was like, damn, like
Oh,
that's.
but that show is crazy. Like you do like talk about like very like deeply personal stuff.
But a lot
on
of guys lied about a lot of stuff. Like the guys were clearly lying about some of their numbers.
No, a lot of people said that the numbers that they gave were probably from their like audition tests because some of them
Yeah.
were either like really outwardly like large or very small. So like they're like, oh, okay, like it was probably from when they were trying to get on the show.
That makes a lot of sense. But then like that means they were either lying or embellishing or exaggerating or telling the truth. I don't know. I mean,
What are these numbers?
You're looking them up?
Yeah, some of the yeah, you looked at the numbers?
I did.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Look
there
at
were
the
some really high
figures.
numbers. There were some triple digits in there.
Bro, I'm scared.
There's some
for all-
four figures over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was insane.
How?
Yeah. And then like there's the baseball episode where they're sliding and stuff. Like the stuff that she was doing was, in my opinion, really, really raunchy and really bad. But then she got so mad at the other new girl that came in who has no contact. She doesn't know who's hooked up, who's nothing. And she's so mad, like she's about to fight this girl. And I'm just like, this isn't healthy.
Honestly, the whole challenge where they did like bondage was extremely uncomfortable.
That was really bad. Jazz, they were the lace on leather
What?
episode. Yeah. This is not a halal show. Like we're telling you guys not to watch it.
You know, like
Don't watch it. Watch us
And
watch it.
Anib's like, it's halal sometimes.
I never said that. I never said that. Poor
I'm
Bella.
just trying to figure
was
out
the
like
only one.
these four-figure numbers. Like there are 365 days in a year, right? And these guys are probably in the 30s, right? That means
Some of them are in their
must have a new
20s.
partner
Some of them are like 24.
24.
Yeah, one guy's
And
22.
if you have a body count of 1,000,
Yeah.
right? That means you had a new partner since puberty once every 3 days.
I don't know. Your frontal lobes
Wow,
don't even
you did
develop at that age.
math?
That's a lot of math, Jazz. Damn.
Accounting degrees.
Yeah.
He was like
alright.
the lady with the math emoji, just like figuring out.
I feel like we keep talking about her. I want to talk about some other people too. And there's like this other girl who also had a crash out, Amaya, who I think is very beautiful. And then like she got with Ace, and I thought they were like hitting it off. And then she just casually calls him babe in a conversation, and he gets so mad. Don't call me babe. That was
Why?
so extra. Like she literally goes around calling everyone babe.
So basically, he picks her for a recoupling. Immediately
Yeah.
after the recoupling, he takes her to the fire pit. They sit down. She's in a good mood, like, oh, he picked me. And
Yeah.
he's like, just so you know, I'm a slow burner. Don't touch me. Don't cuddle me. Don't kiss me. And she's like, whoa, like we just like coupled up. And he's like, I'm just articulating my boundaries. And she's like, that's fine, but
Respect.
like you want to be nicer. And then she's like, babe, and he's like, yeah, don't call me babe. And she's like, and then she left and like got up
Oh.
and was like, I'm so bad.
And then he went and started sleeping outside because he was so petty. He was like, I'm not sleeping in a bed with this person.
But yeah, they're not together anymore. She's very beautiful, but I think the problem of a lot of the contestants, Amaya too, is they don't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
They're really just not good at communicating at all. Like what is right, what is wrong. Like they either
Yeah.
over exaggerate their feelings or they don't express them.
Yeah.
Um,
I do think there's a lot of anxiety when you're on a show like that, because then like the smallest mistake you make, you're thinking about like how will America react to this small mistake that I made, and it gets like overblown in your head and becomes like a huge thing. So like it's like one thing that they're like there and they're doing these things, and there's another side where they're like constantly thinking like, how is this going to be edited? How's this going to look on camera? Which is anxiety inducing. So I kind of feel for them there. But some of the crashes out, I'm just like, I don't understand. Like she called you babe. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, but there is a theory that so like he has the strongest connection with Shelley even then. So there's a theory that the producers made him choose Amaya to kind of like string out his like plot line with Shelley and everything. So that's why he was so like guarded with her, because he genuinely wasn't interested.
So this is what annoys me about Ace, because he keeps talking about like how like the fact that Jeremiah and basically Huda have coupled up from the first day and they're closed off and like this isn't real. He like, but like, bro, you knew Shelley before the show. You guys know each other. You guys have been in each
They
other's
met
DMs.
once.
You know, they said they met once in New York, but they've been in each other's DMs.
Hmm.
They said they tried to be together, but it was he's in LA, I'm in whatchamacallit, Orlando, and it couldn't work because of that. And I was like, oh, okay. So you guys tried it. So like now, anytime they're together, we already know it's not going to work because they already knew the distance was going to be an
Yeah,
issue.
but they're gonna get famous after this and they're just gonna move to LA. So it's fine.
LA can have
There.
them.
All right, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they made up in New York. New York can have them.
Yeah, but do you think there is a bit of a double standard when it comes to some of these challenges? Because, like, for example, the leather and lace one, like, I believe, like, when the women had their turn, they were all excited and stuff like that. But when the guys had their turn, they were really mad, and all the guys got in trouble. And Huda was being a little extra on that one too. She was
She
actually
did
like bending
a lot.
backwards so she can see who's kissing who, and with calling her a bitch, the person who was kissing her, she was like, "All right, bitch, that's enough," or something like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, she's very like territorial and makes it known. I think that's what Jeremiah likes or liked.
Yeah. She
But
put a
then it
hickey
just
on. She put a
got
hickey on him,
too
so no
much.
other person. She put her mark
Like
their
that's
territory.
trashy. Like you're in a dating show.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
I mean, it's
we're
a
using the
dating
word dating
show.
here liberally, aren't we?
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. But this is where we get those new guys, Jalen and Pepe. And so it's not just the women that are in this like lace and stuff. They make the men do it too, which is very uncomfortable. I know they're hot in those leather shorts.
And they're in Fiji?
And they're in
Yeah.
Fiji, bro.
Oof.
They're in Fiji.
Rip.
Yeah. Oh man. But like
See,
and the
that
thing
one
is,
guy
like,
who slept outside, I'm convinced he was trying to get away from the heat.
that could be it too. That
That is 100% my theory. He was just hot and laying in bed. He's like, nope, I'm going to go sleep outside.
Yeah, though inside probably has an AC, but I don't know. We'll see. All right. I feel like we keep going back to Huda because she's like the most drama in here. She gets really mad at Jeremiah because this new girl comes in from the bombshell. Her name is Iris. And she starts talking to Jeremiah, and he was like, "Oh, we were just talking." And he's like, I was telling her, like, we know we had a little bit of an issue. And she's like, "You shouldn't be telling other people our problems." Where Huda is telling everyone and their mothers their problems the second they have them.
I wish she said it like that. Instead, she said, "Never tell other people our problems.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Never." She like scolded him.
Never.
She emphasizes him. She talks to him like a child. She says, "You need to finish all your food." Like
what?
And he's like, "Okay, mom."
Did he say that?
Yeah, he actually
Yeah.
said that. Like she does treat him like a child, which is like,
like after a challenge, she'll be like, "You did so good today."
Oh my god, that's so true.
Like it's very patronizing. I think
Yeah,
if a
and
man was
emasculating.
doing that behavior, like he would get kicked off the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Like then they would call that out. It's just because it's a woman that they're like, let's play it out a bit. It's not completely wrong, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, and then they had the app thing, which is that something they always done, or is this the first time they've done the app thing? Because everyone seemed very surprised about it.
There's an app?
Yeah, so you go on the app and you vote whether you want people to break up or not.
No,
that was like a texting thing. Okay.
No, they're
That makes more
always
sense.
surprised when there's a recoupling, but they were surprised that Huda and Jeremiah were broken up because like they're always together in the villa and they hadn't really had too many low points at that point.
Yeah.
So, and also like Jeremiah and Iris didn't have a connection. If anything, Iris had the strongest connection with Ace at the time.
Yeah.
So they were very confused when the public chose Iris and Jeremiah to couple up when Jeremiah said he wasn't interested in Iris at that time.
Yeah, Jeremiah was like, "That's not my type. I'm not interested. I want to stay with the." But then they break up, and then she crashes out at the breakup. Oh my god, it's so bad, Jazz. You got to watch at least this episode, because what happened is, like, they go on their date, they come back on the boat, and she's like sitting in the chair, stone face, doesn't give a crap, and he's like talking about his date. So what she does is she pretends to go to the bathroom, but she actually stands behind the wall, listening to the men's conversation, listening to everything they said. And like, Nick was actually defending her, and he was like, listen, man, you went out on this date, you're just talking about such a good time, but like, Huda is, here crying her eyes out. And like, this is one of the things that I don't like about Jeremiah, because he did screw up. He didn't console Huda after they were forced to break up. Like, bro,
He didn't talk to her at all.
he didn't talk to
Like,
her at
he
all. Like,
went
bro,
from sleeping with her at
Rude.
night and being all cuddly with her when you're in bed to like when she's having a breakdown and next to you, you don't talk to her after.
yeah. Oh, and Jad, you have to go and sleep with your couple. So if America like sets you up with this person, you have to leave the person you're actually in a relationship with and go sleep with another person.
And the beds aren't that big.
They're not that big.
And they're all next to each other.
Yeah.
Look at him reevaluating everything.
I know.
I have s-
And you know how messy
Let's move
America,
on.
you know how messy the show in America is, because all this happened the day after they had sex. Yeah, it's
America, don't ever change.
messy. The thing is, like, why do we think America broke them up? Is because we were petty and we didn't like Huda, or we don't like Jeremiah, or we don't like them together, or we just did it for the plot.
I think
Plot, dude.
at first it was because America like hated Huda, and
Yeah.
then like as much as we try or the show tries, they just don't break up. Really, they're both still on
Yeah.
the show. So everyone hated Huda, and then they saw Jeremiah kind of like not really address her behavior properly, and they
Yeah.
also heard that Jeremiah said to Huda in like episode 3, I think, like super early on, he was
Yeah.
like to Huda, "Oh yeah, like when we win at the end." Like,
Oh wait, there's a winning thing at the end?
yeah,
Like,
you get
win something?
100K if you are in like the winning couple, like the most favorite
Oh,
couple voted by the public.
I did not
You
know
get
that.
100K. So he like was talking about like, yeah, we're gonna win, and like no one on the show really talks about winning the money. Like it's
Ooh,
not really about the money, so people
like
clock
taboo.
that. And then they like just saw later on, like sometimes she would have a crash out, say ridiculous shit to him that was like super manipulative, and then he'll
Dude,
like be silent.
she
And
said
then he'll
some
be like, "You're
messy
so
stuff.
cute." So sometimes he's complicit. He doesn't
Yeah.
stop it either. So now everyone just doesn't like both of them, and now everyone thinks that they're just like ruining the show. So everyone wants both of them off now.
Yeah. They are killing everyone else's vibe, which is very true.
They're
I
just
totally get it.
fighting with each other and making a scene like every meal, basically.
But like, it's not even like you're like insulting each other. She's like literally like FUBUP.
My husband would never like.
Yeah, like she like think of all the horrible things a
She
person
used
can
the H
say.
word?
She said horrible things. She said horrible things. Like she
Now
and,
you're
and,
focused
and,
on the word husband.
and even the girls were like, "Hey, come on, man, keep it classy." Like, come
She's
on, girl.
also like a very big liar. Like she went on a date with Jeremiah early on in week 1, and then like he was like, "Oh, like what do you think the future would look like for us?" And she was like, "Oh, like we'd obviously live together." And then he was like, "Whoa, whoa," and she was like, "Oh, like I was just saying like if we get there in the future." And then when she came back from the date, they always like recap, the girls and the guys like recap about the date. So she went to all the girls and she was like, "Oh yeah, the date was great. He said that he definitely wants us to live together outside of this." And like, like just like small variations of things, like she changes it to make it the
Mm.
truth that she wants. So like it's very calculated.
But she doesn't just do it to them. She's crashed out at some of the women too. When she was going after Iris, I was afraid for Iris. I was like, oh my god, Iris is going to
He
get
went
attacked.
to go talk to this girl after she got coupled up by the public with Jeremiah, and a bunch of the men and women came upstairs after they saw Huda go because they were genuinely scared. Like they didn't know what she was gonna do.
This girl didn't do anything wrong, and she's just like, well, what am I able to do here? And like I thought Huda was gonna attack her. That was great. She was like, I'm gonna talk to her, and she stormed there. She didn't just walk up there.
What
She
episode
stormed
is this?
there. I want to
watch
say
all of
13.
them.
All of
Neebs,
them.
how long did it take you to watch 14? Like, in what
I
span
watch them
of
at the
days?
gym, so I get on the treadmill and just watch them like on 2x speed.
That was okay. So that'd be 14 episodes. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 14 hours.
And then 2x speed would be 7 hours. Okay.
yeah. You can make it happen. You can make it happen if you
That's
want.
great math. Wow.
Yeah. Look at the big brain on Brad. Oh man, that's so funny.
I'm just here.
But the thing that Jeremiah annoyed me, he goes like, "Yeah, man, you know what hurts more is that the boys don't like me anymore." He kept saying that. That was
Aw.
he's like, the worst part is, man, now the boys are against me. I was like, bro.
He's just a dumbass, honestly. He's just so stupid. He's just hot and unbothered,
Yeah.
literally. Very good looking guy.
Very good looking guy.
I
Very
don't know
good.
if there's so much in here, though.
No, there's no one in there, man. But like, I don't know, maybe he'll do better with Iris. So basically, when after America broke them up, they did this challenge where there's like you have to open a door, and if the person that you picked you too, the door opens. If the person that you picked did not pick you, the door stays locked. So this guy named Jalen tried to open the door and it didn't open. So he got like, oh, the girls didn't want him. She picked the other guy. And then it was Jeremiah's turn. And the big thing is it the girl Iris that America hooked him up with, or the girl that he was with for 13 days and who he has a crazy connection with and who he's saying all these things about with and being coupled and saying, I don't want anyone else. So he goes to the door and at the very end, he picks Iris. And she opened the door and Iris picked him too. And now they are the couple and Huda starts crashing out. She's
It's
like,
a cinematic shot. They
it's so
like have a
cinematic.
wide and they have like two doors are next to each other, but there's a wall in between, like they can't see each other. And you have Jeremiah and Iris hugging, and then the door next to it, you just see Huda on the floor crying. And I'm
In the
like,
fetal
wow, it's like
position.
the same like frame. It's quite
It is very
something.
cinematic. It's very
Yeah.
poetic. Like, like you couldn't cinema. Cinema. But yeah. And then after that, they were like, you two are vulnerable. Now, after she's been through the humiliation of like this guy who she was like ride or die for, who was like the strongest couple here, who they kept saying we're the strongest couple here, like literally every episode.
She was like, everyone calls us mom and dad. No one said that.
No one said that.
No one.
No one said that. And then after the humiliation of getting dumped and having him pick another person, now they have to stand in a line and everyone else from the show has to pick who they want eliminated. Is it the guy Jalen or is it going to be Huda? And that was fascinating because all the guys picked most of the guys picked Jalen. All of the girls supported Huda, but two guys also supported Huda. And one was Ace. And she tried to turn to Ace and she was like, thank you, Ace. And he goes, hell nah.
I think the producers or Shelly made him stand there because
Yeah.
he's been very anti-Huda's behavior. And I think it's really dumb that she got the majority vote from people just because people are trying to be like loyal. If you really want to avoid conflict in the house, send her home.
Yeah, that is fair. Like I saw this article on Reddit and it said, is girl power ruining this show because like they're trying to be in solidarity with the girl, and because of that, they're like, inciting all of this like drama and toxicity.
Yeah, like at least the guys call Jeremiah out to his face. Like
They
Huda
did,
will
yeah.
crash out to the girls and they'll be like, it's his loss. Like maybe America doesn't want you with him, like thinks you can do better. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, you're feeding her like a delusional narrative.
But she bought, and because when she went
Yeah.
back to Jeremiah, she was like, "Oh, maybe America doesn't know this about you." And then like he was like, "Well, maybe America doesn't want me to be with you because of something you did." And she's like, "Oh, so you think America hates me?" I was like, "Oh, damn! There's no
And then
winning in
America
that
was
situation."
like, yes. Like, that's what America was
Yes.
like.
I don't like this. I don't like that. Like the villain of the show is our Muslim sister. Like it breaks my heart. But like also like
It's not adding to the positive representation we need right now.
no,
So
No, it's fine. You know what?
Listen.
Maybe we'll do more to bridge the gap between us and Americans than we give her credit for. Okay.
Listen, if anyone is watching the show and if also judged Muslim Matchmaker, I want an apology. I want an apology for Muslim Matchmaker after them being on the show. Please email it to me at watchwhitney@gmail.com. I want my apology. We didn't do anything compared to this.
No, you did not. Did you?
No.
Okay.
The longer Huda's on the show, the more halal our show feels.
the more halal, like everything but that show feels.
Oh my god, that's just crazy.
And the whole world is watching right now. Like everyone is watching and talking about it. It's crazy.
I know.
It feels like it's like my sports.
Yeah, it's insane. This show is big. It's bigger than The Bachelor, I think now. It's crazy.
Just realized something.
What?
2 of my friends who are married asked me for my Peacock account. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't give a shit. Is this the show their wives are watching?
Yeah,
This is
100%.
why Peacock has subscribers.
Peacock only has 2 things. There's only 2 things that you would want from Peacock: wrestling and this. That's it. They have nothing else.
So I have
Honestly,
Xfinity and I got it for free.
What was the other one?
The Office.
I mean, The Office is old. Like no,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
those are reruns. There's nothing new that people are watching
Yeah.
on Peacock other than wrestling and this.
Oh, also Wicked. That's a big one.
That's just a movie.
Yeah, but it's only on Peacock.
Yeah, but you can just like buy it on Amazon if you wanted to. That's different. There's the Will Smith show, The Fresh Prince, but I think that's almost done or something. But I don't know anyone who watched it.
Yeah,
But-
me neither.
I don't know. But I got Peacock for wrestling, and then I was like, ooh, bonus. And now I get to watch this too. Oh man, this was crazy. But yeah, basically most of the people supported Huda, and now Huda's on the show. For the plot though, I'm not mad at it because I want to see how she crashes out in today's episode. So I'm excited.
Yeah, but we've seen like 5 episodes of her crashing out. Like I'm crashing out watching her crash out.
We need a new person to crash out for sure.
We
Like,
need like
nobody else-
new people. I think
Nope.
we'll definitely get more bombshells this episode.
Yeah, someone told
they
me
need-
Megan Thee Stallion is coming on the show.
Spoiler!
What is that a spoiler?
What?
Man, I didn't
Bro, I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Wait,
Maybe
that was a
Dad's
spoiler?
gonna start watching. I mean,
Wait, that was a spoiler? I thought it was everywhere online.
I didn't see. I've been muting.
No,
social
I'm not
media.
saying this episode. I'm saying in general she's supposed to come.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like she's gonna be on one of the episodes, but I don't know what she's gonna do. But
Yo,
I don't know which
God.
episode she shows
I
up.
bet she just watches the show and she's like, "Can I like just go?" Since like she can go. Anyone famous can just go if they
Just
really
go.
want to.
That is true. That host, Ariana, like when she shows up in her outfits, I'm just like, what is the point of even having anyone else on the show? Like
I love her.
in my opinion, the host should not look better than the people on the show. Cause like
No, she's a legend. I don't know if you know, but she was on the show Vanderpump Rules for like 15 years before it got
that's where she's
canceled.
from. Yeah.
And she was involved in this scandal called Scandival, which is when her partner of 10 years cheated on her with her best friend.
Oh.
And then she like berated him on TV, got famous from it, ended up on Broadway, all these acting gigs, opened up her own restaurant, and now she's hosting Love Island. So she's thriving now.
Damn,
post
good for her.
But basically, it was such a scandal because they had released an entire season of showing all their interactions together
Yeah.
after everyone found out that her best friend was cheating during that time. So everyone was like watching it and investigating.
Wait, he was cheating on her with her best friend?
Yeah.
Damn.
And they had like all the trips they went on together. So by the time that whole season released, that was after everyone found out about the cheating. So everyone was watching it and like, oh my God, they were together then. And she didn't know. And they had this conversation. So it was like tea.
Damn. I did hear a lot of Vanderpump Rules stuff. That's insane.
That's another episode. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I just saw her and I was like, oh my god, like everyone else doesn't look as good compared to her. I was like, you need to get her out of here, or I'd be so distracted. But okay, yeah, that's interesting. I think that's everything, though. I think that's everything for the first 14 days. I can't believe we were able to recap it all because there's so much happened. Honestly, we probably missed out a lot of stuff because like, the Huda stuff probably took up all of the conversation.
Yeah, that's what it's like watching the show. So
yeah. That is true. If that's what it feels like to listen to this podcast, that's exactly what the show feels like too. So
yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, Anissa, thank you for being on the show. Anything you want to plug before we leave?
Follow me at Anissa Talks. I have a lot of fun stuff coming out soon. And my fellow filmmaker, Pakistani Canadian Fawzia Mirza just released The Queen of My Dreams, playing at all AMC theaters across the states. Please go check it out. Support Pakistani artists.
Ooh, very cool. Very cool.
Interesting.
Is she the one that also worked on Deli Boys?
Yes, she did. She directed an
Yeah.
episode on Deli Boys.
She
I don't
did
know her
direct it.
personally, but I've seen the film. Like, I saw it a couple of years ago when it was in the festival circuit. I've seen it like 4 times total,
Yeah.
and it's incredible.
Yeah, she had
And-
like another movie coming out they just released in like Hana
Yeah.
Khan or something. I thought I read about it. Yeah, that's very cool, man. I'm glad. Yeah, go support that. That sounds really, really awesome. And that's all we have for today's episode. So, guys, if you like us talking about Love Island and you want us to do more episodes, let us know in the comments. Let us know. Hit up my DMs, like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll do this every week. We'll do it on Wednesday because there's no episode on Wednesday for some reason, right? They take a break
There's
on
no
Wednesday.
episode on Wednesday, and either Saturday or Sunday there isn't one.
Okay, so maybe we'll do them every Wednesday, and we'll do it that way.
Sounds good.
That sounds great. Until next time, guys. Salaam Nerds.